Hello friends, welcome back to more Dwarven Fortressy with Pantedguild. In this episode, we're going to talk about steel weapons and armor, and we need to get a handle on the farm situation because this has, over time, become a bit of a problem because we have nothing planted in two of our fields. Well, to be fair, these are actually set to be empty right now, but whenever you click on a farm, it shows you what is planted in the farm. We only have 2 plump helmet spawns left overall, so that is a bit of a problem. I think most of them are probably in like they've been made into drink or food, and I think the biscuits, let's find a place where the food is hanging out. So how does this work? If you have, there's some dwarven ale, and then here's the food. So we have a lot of fish. Oh wow, is this prepared fish? This is a fish barrel, pond turtle. I feel like this is not what we were going for in this particular stockpile. I think we wanted to have prepared food here. Oh, this was back before, yeah, this is back before we actually cleaned everything up and had the kitchen ready to go. So I really only wanted prepared meals. So if you have a prepared meal, minced pond turtle, horse intestines, and minced squid. This is actually a little bit nicer of a meal than I was kind of expecting. We do have a good amount of raw ingredients here. Nothing like some prepared gray langer brain. Oh, it's so tasty. I'm so hungry right now. We also have, yeah, so the fish can be removed downstairs. So the fish and meat are part of what we would use for meals, right? So we're making a bunch of fine meals, which do give dwarves a happier moodlet. They do use, it looks like, 3 ingredients in 1. So plump helmet stew is a result of a fine meal, which is, well, to be fair, we also make 3, either we make 3 at a time, or we've just stacked up 3. But the ingredients here are the plump helmet, minced plump helmet, and more plump helmet. Interesting. We have a lot of pigtail, which is good. Sorry, I'm scrolling through, and I lost the kitchen here. And pigtail can be used for a different type of alcohol. So pigtail, I've got my wiki here on the side screen. Pigtail is dwarven ale. Cave wheat would be dwarven beer. And then sweet pod is dwarven rum. So let's go into our stocks first, or the kitchen assignment, which is going to be over here. So at the moment, pigtail is used in alcohol. Great. None of the seeds can be cooked. We don't have a ton of seeds, though, is kind of the bigger problem. So we have some pigtail, which has been grown out of pigtail seed. We're going to have to expand our farms a little bit. Now, in order to process dwarven wheat, I wonder how this is going to work out. So it is spring right now. What should we plant? There's nothing in this current farm. I think we've got dimple cup, cave wheat, rock nut, sweet pod, pigtail seed. Yeah, we actually don't really have a whole lot of anything. Let's go ahead and plant dimple cup in our center farm. And I don't remember if we had sweet pods or not, but we'll try those. And then I think that's all we're going to get for the spring. The summer, I'm going to try cave wheat. In the summer here, we're going to do pigtail and cave wheat, dimple cup, quarry. I guess we'll try to do plump helmet if we get any plump helmet. Cave wheat in the autumn. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit tight, I think, in terms of the farming. Farming was been one of those things where I left it at plump helmet, and I've really not paid much attention. And in almost all of my Dwarf Fortress Let's Plays, I really just embraced the plump helmet spawn. So we're going to have to really do a little bit of science to figure some stuff out. A while ago, I believe, a millstone this will be sugar, flour, and various slurries. Must be hooked to a windmill or water wheel to function. So a kern, I think would do the same thing, but it's manually done. And I think this might be under workshop, farming, and then a cairn. Sugar, flour, slurries. Very slowly compared to the powered millstone. For the moment, I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and put this down. We do have one created because I made one a long time ago. So that takes care of that. Or we'll at least have it ready to go. What else do we have in the farming world? You know what? We never did actually put down nesting boxes. We really should have these. Make it a workshop first. We do need some nesting boxes. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a couple of orders here. First, we're going to put down some random nesting boxes. I don't think they really need iron nesting boxes. So we'll just do a nice wooden nest box, maybe 10 or so of those. And that'll encourage our lovely chickens and hens to lay eggs and all that jazz. What else could we be doing for the foodstuffs? We could try to gather. That might take a little bit of time. So let's give a plant gathering order, and we're just going to try to gather up some stuff in the open area. Did that actually do anything? Do we not have anything in this level? Oh, there's the... It's actually... We must have already gathered out this way. Let's just do a bigger gathering order outside here. That's a lot of stuff to gather. So a bunch of dwarves will come outside. They'll get a little sun, which is always appreciated. And we'll try to gather up a little bit of either... I think it's like berries and stuff like that, but you also wind up getting some seeds, but they might be surface seeds, which we really don't do a lot of surface farming, but maybe that's an option. We could do... Let's see, there's Sunshine, which is a beverage produced by Sunberry. There's a beverage value field in this table that I'm looking at. Maybe I need to do some outdoor farming. Maybe we can't bury our heads in the stone, as it were. We'll come back to that. What else could we look into here? We've got our... We wanted to talk about our new tavern area. That really needs to get set up at some point here. So let's go ahead and do some bed designations. Again, this is going to be our guest bedroom locale. Goodness. And I did do some reading about the... There we go. I did do some reading about rails and stuff like that. We have to be a little bit careful because you can, in fact, apparently kill dwarves if they are not careful. They can make some very poor decisions in life and get in the way of the minecart and actually get themselves severely injured. So we are going to have to be a little bit careful on that, or in that regards. And I don't know if the best option is to just make a no-go zone, although dwarves don't always respect the pathing requirement, which is set over somewhere in here, high and low traffic zone. So what we could do is go to the traffic zone option here, and we could say, this is a restricted area. Citizens will look hard for a better route. Oh, actually, this is kind of cool. By default, apparently, that's really neat. By default, whenever you carve out a set of tracks, it automatically makes it as a non-desirable place to walk. As you can see, everyone's trying to walk around this area. It looks like they literally just got thrown. Yasha rode that all the way through. Okay, so our theory of rail carting is kind of working, right? So all I have is a single quantum stockpile, and all we're doing is just sending Colonite in here every few minutes, right? So if someone comes downstairs, they load this up with Colonite, they ride it, and then that's it. And that's kind of the theory I want to experiment with, although I feel like we could do this in a much better way. And I feel like you have to have... I wonder if you have to have a stockpile to set to give to the stop, or if they'll just put stuff into it. It feels like you would have to have a stockpile here. We'll have to experiment a little bit more, but it's faster, which is nice, but it's not the fastest way. And maybe the idea would be to do, let's see, let's go into stockpiles here, and we're going to erase this. And how could I do this without killing everyone? Let's try this again. So let's do this, and we're going to erase. And I think I'm going to try carving more tracks. We're going to do a track like this. I hope this, because it's next to it, I hope it doesn't make it really strange. Like, if you're next to an existing track, if it's going to make it, like, absolutely crazy or not. And then we'll put another stockpile down here. And I'm going to hit accept this time. So my theory is, let's make this a wood stockpile. And then this will stay stone. And we're going to have 2 or 3 carts that we load to just send down to our little storage thing. And again, this is not like the most efficient route in the world. It's more for testing and learning. I feel like the next fortress that I make, I'm going to try to really have a much better plan for minecarts, or make it more of a minecart accessible fortress. Because if you can imagine, what if we have a stockpile of like space enough for 5 rocks on every floor, and then there's like a stop every floor that has its own minecart that you could just send down, or maybe there's like, you know, earlier, higher up on the fortress, there's like a little stockpile for some random stone, and then when it's ready, they just shove the minecart and it gets sent down, and it does it on its own. That could actually be the more helpful part. That's true. I wonder, there was the roller thing. I wonder if we could automate this. There are rollers here. So if we were to put a single roller right there. Okay, that was that. What is it made out of? It might just be like rock, or are you actually crafting, or are you digging? I think they're actually coming here to carve instead. What is a roller? Huh, it's made from an iron chain, apparently. Interesting. I'm curious if we add the roller here, if we can kind of somewhat automate this. Okay, so the roller's in place. Oh, total power needed is 2. Aha, so we're going to have to power this somehow. Ooh, we've not really messed around with power at all. This is moving liquids, water wheel, windmill, gear assembly. Bridges, cages, and other structures to change their state. This is more of like an IO on or off. Vertical axle. We could make a bunch of vertical axles to transfer power all the way up to the main floor. And then simply make a water wheel to grab power from the stream. It seems like a lot. I mean, it would actually be a lot for the horizontal part, would be quite a bit to transfer the energy for the river all the way over. And I don't know if we lose power or not in terms of like over distance or something like that. We could make our own, maybe that's the better way to do it, is to make our own localized power source by tapping into our reservoir. In fact, we could almost do, I wonder if we could make an eternal water wheel. How would this work? So eventually this will be flooded, right? And then we'll block this off. So this entire thing will be full again. And we could have water coming out the side, flowing down. Probably do it off to this side because we have a lot more construction up on this area. So like the water falls down and then floods into a space here. And maybe like it pools up here and it flows in this direction. And we have a little water wheel here. And then on the other end of that, we have a water pump that then pumps the water back up. I feel like the power that that would be required, you couldn't, what am I trying to say? You couldn't self-generate the power to raise water back up into an endless fountain. I would think that's a very inefficient way to do it. Or the other option possibly would be to tap into the underground cavern. Oops, I think that was a bit of a spoiler. But yeah, there is a cavern somewhere underneath here. And we were going to eventually tap into that, but it also brings things that could, you know, kill us and destroy us. So that is a bit terrifying as well. Power. Is there a help article on power? Out of curiosity, because I've not really done much with power before. I don't see anything. Well, was there another? Not all areas have strong winds. I thought there was a way for like to generate dwarven power. I think a screw pump does generate dwarven power. Does it not? Can a dwarf just literally stay here? You can either automate it with a assembly. We might have to come back to this one. Total power needed 2. We're not going to be able to get the rollers working without some kind of power, and I just don't have the knowledge. I really don't know enough about how to do power in Dwarf Fortress. Either way, let's come back to the idea of let's make a couple of new stops for our fancy... How do we build stops again? For our fancy new areas here. So new route. Here's a stop. This is on the route. So new route. Route 3. We're going to call this center just so I don't get lost in terms of what I'm looking at. So this is the top route. So stop here. And then add a stop here. A new route, bottom. Route here and route there, or stop there. Bear with me, this is some stuff that's kind of fairly new to me, so a lot of this is going to be experimentation. Let's go ahead and assign it a minecart, and assign you a minecart. And for these, we're going to do pretty much the same thing. Yeah, ideally what we could do, right, is... Here's the thesis, right? We, from a higher level, we load a minecart up and shove it, right? The dwarf work is done. The minecart, through the laws of gravity, will come downstairs all the way to the end, hit the end, and dump its stuff. I think it auto-dumps it. I really don't know. We could test this by pushing a minecart and just seeing if it auto-dumps it at the end of the track. Once auto-dumped, then that's the step I don't know. Are we going to have a pressure plate? Like, can we automate this so that all dwarves have to do is push a cart that's full, and it goes downstairs, dumps it, and comes back? That is the ideal state of everything. And I think this would be a really good save to test this on at some point. So for now, though, I'm going to say pretty much the same thing we did earlier. We're just going to go ahead and grab stone. And we want stone to be loaded in. Grabbing stone from this stockpile. It's pretty easy. Once we kind of get going, it's relatively easy. We're going to push off west. Yeah, give it a kick. Let's test this one. Once it's full of the desired items, kick it to the west. Got it. And then once it arrives here, we are going to say we want you to give to this stockpile. Shoot, you know what? When I built this stop, I don't remember if I said... What did I have to put here? Tracks. I have to say the track stop, right? So here's the track stop. No, there's something I need to put here. This is an actual item. I forgot about that. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about this part. This is what we want to do, the auto-dumping part. So I want to do auto-dumping west. That's what we're going to do here. So auto-dump, and then we're going to auto-dump south, or we'll just auto-dump west here. Okay, that's what I needed, sorry. And then for this one, we are not auto-dumping. We are just simply putting stops down. Okay. I'm like, that felt weird. Look at my horde of dwarves helping out with the carving. Oh, goody! There's a werehorse here! Are you kidding me? Stodier, Asusufeb, has come. A large horse, twisted into humanoid form. It is crazed for blood and flesh and carrots. Its eyes glow blue. Its dark brown hair is very curly. Now you will know why you fear the night and sugar cubes. Okay, where the hell is the werehorse? Wonderful, and everyone is outside because I have them doing some gathering. This is great. What if it's somebody who's like in the middle of the fortress too? Okay, so Stodier is currently berserking. Oh my freaking god. Are you kidding me? Please just kill this frog and be done. Oh, this graphic is horrifying. Values power. Frenetic. Good intuition. Slightly anger prone. And 192 years old. From, no kidding, they're a former member of a bunch of places. From the Craft of Thorns, apparently. The Page of Carnality, currently. What's your skills, buddy? You're a competent swordsman. You're a competent werehorse. All right. It is time to call up the reserves, my friends. Let's go ahead and grab our barracks. And we're going to call the archers and everybody onto active duty and have them move to the entrance of the fortress. Here's to hoping everyone decides to gear up quickly. Oh, you are just coming along, aren't you? Yep. I feel like it's going to grab a bunch of animals again. But last time, all he did was kill one, and that was that. So we're going to activate... I can't activate the burrows because I think I've got soldiers assigned to the burrows. All right, let's take a look here. Oh, the animals are freaking out. No soldiers are ready yet. We are going to have to activate some burrows, but I'm a little bit nervous that I think everyone's in the wrong spot. So it's going to try to come inside. I'm going to make a new burrow over here. And how can I assign people? God, I wish this was easier to assign people to. I would love to just pick and choose who goes here. Can I just click on their face? Oh my God, I can't. Can I assign a burrow a different route? Here's another question. Is there anyone really important right now that's outside? Okay, step one, let's cancel the orders we have outside, although that's going to make everybody who's over here want to come inside. Great. So let's just cancel these. So that should stop people from coming outside the fort. What the hell is my military doing right now? Okay, they are showing up, which is good. There was one of our animals absolutely slaughtered. The hen, the doe rabbit. Oh no, our hero bunny. Our bunny John Wick is it's still alive. Look at it go. No, wait, that's another bunny. Who's this one? Irush, sprinkle walls, rabbit blood. Oh no, the beast is down. The beast, the rabbit that fought the other werebeast. This one's come back for vengeance. Oh, some dwarves has decided to go fight. Ah, you're a poet. I don't think you're one of ours. Sure, man. You go ahead and try to fight this werebeast by yourself. A bunch of poets are deciding to beat up the werebeast. Okay, so our first archers are coming out right now. This is great. Who's fighting this right now? Toulon. You're so brave. You're terrified while in conflict. I really don't think you should be fighting. So, Id is the first person up. Id does have a crossbow, and he happens to have bolts on hand, which is great. Let's go ahead and modify the orders to kill our lovely friend. So let's confirm our werehorse target. One of our dwarves is injured already. No one's really kind of hooking on down, but our archers and the military squad are coming out pretty quickly. Boy, we really need a faster way to lock down the fort. Holy crap, if this has shown me nothing, an enemy running right at us is going to take care of us really quick. So, Toulon the soap maker is bleeding, has lost their ability to grasp, so I don't think they're feeling too hot right now. Lots of people getting beat up around our friend. I think Stodier just changed. Nope, here it is right here. So it's still fighting. Lots of fighting going on, guys. I really wish the rest of the team would not fight. I see an arrow being launched. So appropriately, the archer squad is responding. I'm not terribly confident, though, that they're going to be hitting their targets. All right, let's pause for a minute. There's the poet. Ingiz has been found dead. Lots of fighting here. Let's take a look at the warhorse chart and see who's had the last stab. The human bard strikes the warhorse in the neck with his hazelwood nimim, bruising the fat. I think the bards and poets are striking with their instruments. They're so desperate. The surgeon bites the werehorse in the lower left arm, tearing the fat. Man, dwarves don't mess around when they fight. Werehorse attacks the fish cleaner. A lot of charging and running around here. Werehorse attacks the fish cleaner. Lots of melee. How are you feeling, buddy? Oh, it's still healthy. Well, that's not fantastic. How many dwarves are we going to lose here? Nil the fish cleaner. Moldoth the surgeon. Not super great about happy about the surgeon being in here. I don't know how to get people inside the fort. I really don't. Let's go back to our inside fort thing. I can try to assign the rest of everyone. And then maybe if I find the soldiers, I can just unselect them. Or maybe if you're a soldier, you ignore burrow orders. I bet if dwarves are fighting... Does this mean they're in combat? Interesting. That could be helpful. I don't think we had human swordsmen. Oh, I think that's just their job, why they're here. Oh, that's an easy way for us to know about some of our visitors that we have that wanted to stay to help, fight or entertain. So everyone's assigned to the burrow order. Let's just see what happens when I activate the burrow. So let's make this live. I forgot how to say yes. Remove it permanently inside fort Triarii. This active, I think. All right, so I've done everything. Oh, someone's dead. I don't... Oh, he's done. Stodier has transformed, I think. I still want this freaking bugger killed. Is he now in our justice screen? Nope. Nothing reported yet. Everyone's still chasing him. I kind of love that, actually. God, he's so quick. Get him, guys. Come on, Azen. Dwarves are not messing around. They're pissed. Yes, they're still attacking. But he's so quick. He's just a naked peasant who's really strong. One of our dwarves is hot on the heels right now. He's so close yet so far. This would be the time we needed our bunny to attack, but sadly, no. Yeah, I think he's going to get out of here. What a jerk. And then we're left to deal with the aftermath. At least our soldiers were kind of, on the way. That's not a horrible response time. Although for being like one floor down, I'm a little bit disappointed. Okay, friends, let's look at the carnage. Let's go ahead and cancel the orders. They're going to go back to their normal orders. How many creatures did we lose? I see Ingiz here, who was a poet, I think. Can we see who's dead? Holy crap, did we lose a lot of people here? Well, animals. We've lost a hen, our hero bunny, another bunny, a duckling, an ewe, and a poet. And then apparently we got some migrants to replace our losses. Are you kidding me? What a great time to show up to the fortress. Hi, welcome to the fort. You're now conscripted. All right, let's turn off the assignment for the burrow. Oh, that was brutal. So here's a great question. Do we have anybody who is injured, and are the medical dwarves working on them? Are you kidding me already? That was actually really, really fast. Diagnosis is required. Tough to quick to tire. Are you guys okay? You're healthy. You're healthy. I would really like to see our diagnosticians here. You're injured, so you kind of just brought yourself to rest. That's kind of cool. If they're injured, they just go to the hospital automatically. Okay, so we have a lot of random dwarves around. I do believe it is okay for us to maybe say that our medical dwarves... God, who is our hospital staff? There's so many dwarves now. Nope, we want to do location here. So, places, location, hospital, 2 patients. Take a quick peek at the hospital assignment. Right, so we've got doctors, diagnosticians here. Feb is a diagnostician. Avuz, do we have Avuz assigned anywhere else? We do. I remember this assignment thing being a little bit strange and hard to get through. Marok is the chief medical dwarf, but also a surgeon. And then we've got Moldoth, who's assigned... Oh, nowhere else, actually. Arib is an accomplished bone doctor. We don't have Arib anywhere, so we'll assign Arib to the group. A surgeon. Moldoth is not assigned anywhere, so we'll assign them as the surgeon. Avuz has been assigned. Unib is another dwarf that I don't think we've seen before. They might be a new arrival, so let's bring them in as a backup diagnostician. And then the rest of these are just kind of mixed doctors. Can we just have doctors instead? Now, I think, why don't we make you always do hospital stuff? At least like 1 or 2 doctors always doing hospital stuff. I'd like to make sure that they're always available now that we have the risk of danger. Hey, there we go. Unib is coming to visit Toulon. Just kind of straddle them on the table there. I love this. This is cool. So the diagnostician came through and was evaluated by Unib. We need suturing. We need dressing. And probably need to get cleaned. We don't have any soap. That's probably one of those things that at some point we want to look into. There's our surgeon hanging out in case they're needed. The doctor is also diagnosing, so maybe they do multiple things. Okay, we've got Nil. Broken hand looks like. Shattered, needs setting. Compound fracture. And then Nomal here is suturing. Nice. Nicely done, my friend. Take a look at the treatment again. So I think the hand was sutured. Sheep wool sutures on left lower arm. How cool is that? What about cleaning? I feel like cleaning is relatively important. You're currently resting. Oh, they actually brought him to the surgical table. They're just going to do the surgery right there in the middle of the room. Whatever works, man. So Avuz is doing surgery in the middle of everybody. We should probably smooth this out, right? Make it really feel like a clean hospital. This is a pretty long-winded surgery. Now you're being diagnosed. Let's go back to our patient. Take a look at the health treatment. So, compound fracture of second finger, left hand repaired. Just like that. Need suturing, need other things. So that part at least seems to be working, which is great. Well, cool. I'm excited about that. Do we move our dwarf back down to rest? Are you carrying them right now? There's our surgeon. You're in the same spot. They just left him on the table. It's so random. We'll just keep our patient hanging out there on the table. No big deal. Somebody else got stripped down, it looks like. I think their clothing is actually destroyed. I wonder, this is so random. Could I also... Somebody told me that if you have something in a refuse pile, that it will decay faster, which I thought was kind of interesting. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds pretty cool. If I add... How would I do this? Gosh, I wish this was just, there was just like a clothing option. Legwear. All right, this is not too bad. Footwear. So foot, hand, chest wear. Armor of... I can't tell. What I was looking for is if it was like destroyed. How do you trash gear, basically? I feel like that was always a problem in some forts, if I remember right. I mean, theoretically, it would be below standard. So what if it was just like any standard gear can be stored here? We only want the superior finest goods. All right, well, that didn't quite go where I was thinking. So our dwarves that were injured seem to have been treated. We do have our dead dwarf down here. Sadly, I don't think I was really close to Ingiz, although I think Ingiz is a visitor, or was the soap person. So let's head down to our tomb. Tomb of the Unknown Dwarf. We do have somebody in there, the puppy. Probably not going to bury the bunnies and everything else, but although maybe the hero bunny does deserve a little bit of love. Here, we'll have the bunny share the room with someone else. I'm going to have to inter, like, pull the bodies out later at some point, too, and redo this. How sad. Stupid were creatures, man. Were creatures are brutal. What happened to a good old goblin raid? I mean, to be fair, it's just one person, but still. Perhaps we need to have... We talked about this last episode, but perhaps we really need to actively start having guards outside. And I talked about maybe trying... you know, a system where we have some dwarves outside, some dwarves inside, doing training, constantly doing training. Okay, I'm going to have pets in the corner, and then we're going to have dwarves in the center. Perfect. I love it. All right, so at least the beast has a place to live now for eternal resting. So somebody's going to come get our dwarven friend. That's fair. Military squad was not super quick to respond, but it wasn't the worst thing in the world. Kiffy General Champion. He's got quite a few titles on him, doesn't he? Did this become a justice thing? Nope. Violation of production order. Huh. Odin, the Baron... Oh, I forgot all about this. If Odin makes a decree and we don't do what he wants, somebody will have to pay, if I remember correctly. That stupid werehorse. Found dead. It's raining. Baron has... Okay, so Odin has ended the mandate to cut large gems. That was up here a while ago. Hey, he's finally happy, by the way. We did give him the room quality that he was so deserving of. Let's improve our quality of precision. So, I'm a little surprised that we didn't manage to cut a large gem. So, who is in trouble for that? Violation of production order was Zan Tomral, performer. So, is Zan in jail for not making the goods? I don't see anyone in jail. Maybe he was just, like, smacked around a bit. Oh! O'Neill the Hammer has 1 case assigned. Unsolved. Do you just randomly take the cases as you go? This is so cool. This is the interrogation that we did. Oh, this is crazy. Zan is now listed for a beating by Officer O'Neill. He's sleeping. Is this the Hammer coming? Oh, it is. He's coming for him. He's coming for him. He's going to get him. Here comes the Hammer. Holy shit, man. Come on, dude. What the hell is that? Are you kidding me? O'Neill punched the performer in the lower body. Punched him. Good God, this is a hell of a beating. The Hammer punches the performer in the left foot, bends the left ankle. Holy crap, this is Dwarven justice is rough, man. Hopefully somebody can grab him and take him to treatment. That was actually really quick. Nice. It's nice to see this part is working at least. Ah, I lost the hospital. Where'd it go? So they're going to bring him in here, drop him in the bed. Seriously injured, though. Ability to stand is lost. Holy crap. Are you kidding me? O'Neill left him more injured than dwarves that fought a werehorse. Oh, no. Well, I guess you won't be messing this up again. How are you even... Why were you punished? What was the point? Do we just pick a random dwarf? You are a gem cutter. I think it was because one time you touched a gem, and therefore from now on you are the gem cutter. Oh my God, that's brutal. Oh gosh, I think we're gonna need to. We'll pick Zan. No, he's a performer though. Is he even one of ours? Deaconesses. Let's just grab a random person from our many new recruits here. Kadal, congratulations. Good luck. Kadal Abrazagurg. This is getting crazy. Who is the it starts with a T. Rubies are for vigor. From League of Legends. He was the guy that was like, oh gosh, I can't think of it. Well, I can't think of his name, but we're going to call him Braun instead. Or Brom. Stand behind Brom. This fortress is a mess. Gem Smith. I tried to just add the Smith part, so I know that I've made that roll. Well, things aren't quite falling apart super quickly. They're slowly but surely catching on fire, and stuff is rolling downhill. I do think I'm going to take someone's suggestion about creating or modifying the world settings when we first make the world to have less people overall, like less dwarves immigrating. That would, I think, slow things down a bit. Especially when you're unfamiliar with the game. This is pretty brutal. We're out of statues. Oh yeah, we need to make some more statue orders. That's a while. One of those work orders that I stopped earlier. So let's go ahead and make a bunch of rock statues. And when we don't have rock statues, make more rock statues. Whew. Pure chaos. Blood everywhere. Whose blood is this? Oh no, you're still up. Why are you up and around? Dude, you need to be resting right now. Most of your wounds have been treated. That's fairly impressive. Brought to rest in bed. You crawl out of bed to crawl upstairs only to pass out later. Holy crap, what a mess. That's dwarves for you. Just ready and always willing to get to work. Well, don't piss off the hammerer, apparently. Oh, you know what the hammerer needs, my friends? A freaking hammer. We don't even have one made yet. All right. Let's make, under War Maidens... Nope, War Maidens as the armor smith. The Scorched Hammer. We are going to make a hammer. Weapon. Steel. And we'll do a steel warhammer. So at least one of those. Next, we are going to start up some work orders for steel gear. So we're going to need at least 10 steel breastplates. And I'll do the whole shebang here. It's 10 pairs of steel gauntlets. I really appreciate that everything defaults to 10. It does make life a lot easier. So, boots, greaves, breastplate, helm, not cap. So, helmet, shield, we need the battle axes. Steel battle axes. Cool. There's our first full set of steel gear. Once that's done, I will go through into my list of dwarves and assign the military squad specifically steel gear. Are you kidding me? Oh, no. Episode 15, episode 16. We made it 16 episodes. The Hydra. A Hydra has come. Can I just say Hail Hydra? A giant dragon-like monster with 7 biting heads. Well, that's great. That's just fantastic. Nugmost. You are 299 years old. You're grouchy when you were caught in the rain. Oh, that's great. Let's take a quick peek at your, I don't know, appearance maybe? A giant dragon-like monster with 7 biting heads. He's quick to heal, but is weak and very flimsy. Very skinny. Scales of gold, eyes are black. All right, friends. This could be the end of our noble fortress, but we are still going to, if we have to go down, we're going to go down fighting. Step 1, go to F1. Step 2, we are going to activate both of our squads again. And unfortunately, the archers don't really have a lot of gear, but such is life. Next up, by gear I meant like they're not really like well armored or anything. And here's to also hoping they have steel bolts or iron bolts in their inventory. If we go into the burrows screen, can I find... I would love to be able to assign people... Hang on. These are all visitors. Human Mace Man. So I am going to have to like literally go through here and say... Oh, please, I'm begging for some quality of life stuff. This is crazy. I almost don't want the soldiers to be locked in. Like, if they want to come outside and fight to defend the fortress, they are more than welcome to. Oh, we should have custom symbols, because what we could do is assign all the soldiers to just a role that has no technical roles to it, but it's just a symbol that I could immediately notice and uncheck someone's for the burrow order. I wonder if they ignore the burrow order. We'll probably see that in the archer squad. So I have not named all of the archers yet. Probably not the right way to do it, but I really want to get everybody inside right now. But at the same time, I don't want to run the risk of not letting my soldiers form up. All right, you guys are formed up down here. I think I've got most dwarves unchecked. Releasing any soldiers that are visitors here to combat. All right, so unpause this burrow. This means that nobody should go outside, or yeah, nobody should want to go outside. You're busy playing make-believe. Well, you're about to have a make-believe dragon come wreck your face. You're just going to wander around a bit. That's always exciting. Oh, hi. Oh, buddy, you picked the wrong time to show up on this map. This is the battle of Ag Lomonth Lespar, human pikeman, formerly, or about to be formerly, of the realms of excavating versus Nugmost Nigmerosbaz. Oh boy. Oh boy. That was quick. Oh, we don't stand a chance. The Hydra bites the human pikeman in the head, opens the artery. He basically bit the head off. The first attack. Also, it's 7 attacks. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I think we're done, friends. I honestly think this might be the last episode. All right, we're going to unpause. I love this background music. It's super chill. You know what? Screw this. If we're going to go down, we're going to go down to a drinking song. Like any good dwarf. Where's my military? Hey, the military's on duty. We're ready to go. The children aren't going inside the burrow, which is really, really annoying. Let's get out here, folks. Let's do it. Everybody form up. We're going to try to put ourselves between the fortress and enemies. One enemy. Oh, man. This is going to go real bad. This is going to go really, really bad. I would love to have, like, archers in the line and ready to go. Boy, enemies get on. If anything I've learned, enemies sure do show up really freaking quickly. Let's move the archers off to the side and behind, maybe, to give them a nice room to shoot from. Okay, here comes our friend. Let's stagger the melee group a little bit closer to the entrance here. There we go. He's coming up. Ooh. And they're off to the races. All right, let's get both squads set to attack. I don't think we're going to be able to keep up with this fight. We're just going to see bodies flying everywhere. I'm going to pause it a few times and just kind of see who's doing what. Yep, there are dwarves dying left, right, and center. Oh, no. Keekrost is down. There's Mayfall's foot, so Mayfall probably not feeling too good either. Thob was thrown into a pool. Is it even hurt? It is heavily bleeding, though. Are we holding this back? We might have lost the entire squad. Oh, my God. We lost the entire squad. It's still going. We're still battling it right now. It is heavily bleeding, but I think it did say it heals quickly. Archer's down. Entire melee squad is down. There's only one archer still standing. Oh, boy. Here is late to the party. Ducille. Get him, Ducille. Come on, buddy. And you're dead, too. Holy crap. Oh, my God. Oh, the humanity. Archer just walking up like it's no big deal and getting completely wrecked there. Well, friends, it was a noble last stand, but it was a last stand, it looks like. I love how there's an archer here just taking a bit of a nap. Do I even want to look at the combat log? Kickrost, Rovad, Deacon, Rimtar, Maful, Id, Kiffy, Wampy, Nish, Foth, Kib. Everybody's dead. Everybody's dead. Do we get any good shots at all? A lot of misses there. I mean, it's got 7 heads, guys. It's pretty freaking hard to fight. Boy, I would appreciate a scaling difficulty. I really would. There's even a difficulty setting here, too, which is apparently normal. So there you go. Oh, it's going to go one by one, killing every single animal we own. Well, we still have one archer who's doing a pretty good job, but it is healing. It was severely bleeding earlier. Oh, it lost the ability to stand, though. This could, you know what? This won't be the end of Pantedguild's Metropolis now, by the way. Or we were a minute ago before everyone died. We are going to, in the name of all things, everybody is going to get assigned to We'll call this the Desperation Squad. Everybody but the most noble of nobles. We're pulling from the bottom down here. All right, friends. Everybody put on your fisticuffs. Come outside. Let's see if we can maybe form up and swamp them. Everybody form up here. We're going to do a last-ditch attack. There is a dog fighting right now. Heavily bleeding and injured. It has lost the ability to stand. If we pile on, we might be able to take this thing down. Dog just got destroyed. The archer that was holding him back, a lathe, also just got killed. Here comes our fighters. And children, apparently. Yeah, let's stick the dwarven children on them. That's always a good idea. Oh boy, here they all go, apparently. Why is the dwarven child actively going into the fight? I feel like this is just not the best. This is not the best parenting. We're going to send both of our desperation squads to attack the Hydra. Each sound you hear is a dwarf getting absolutely destroyed. Heavy bleeding. It looks like it's literally healing itself, though. It can't stand, but boy, is it still biting. We completely surrounded it, though. I think our dwarves had the upper hand. Winded, nauseous, bleeding, injured. Oh, there's so much death. This could also result in a complete, like, sadness spiral at some point. I feel like it's only getting off one attack every couple seconds. Heavily bleeding again. Cannot breathe. Who's going to get the kill shot? Are we going to take this thing down? Pantedguild. Oh, so noble. It's still moving. It's not doing a lot of... I think it's running. I think it's trying to escape. It's on the hill, so it's a little bit awkward to see. Faint, nauseous, heavy bleeding. It is stuck with a million bolts. It's coated in blood, both it and dwarves. Heavy bleeding, faint-winded, cannot breathe, ability to stand lost. It's going down. Shaken to the core. Nice. What is it? What's it thinking of? It panics after being attacked. Well, good. You only killed like 30 of our dwarves here. Remember, friends, dwarves are irreplaceable. We are just cogs in the wheel. Right after this, we're probably going to get attacked by a stupid party of goblins. God, it's still up. How are you still alive? I love that we're just literally beating this thing to death. Can I get a squad? Who's not outside yet? Everyone's coming outside to beat this thing up. Can we make a new squad? Let's create a new squad. New militia appointed by militia commander. I want them to gear up appropriately. Let's see if they can gear up first. And then come out there with axes to finish this thing off. The problem is we're just punching the crap out of it. I love that the dwarven child is fighting too. It's overexerted. I think we got it, guys. Do we get it? I can't tell where it went. I'm waiting for the people to move off the tile here. Oh my god, we killed it. Numost Nurazmov is dead. Killed by the dwarves of Pantedguild this year 103, 17th of Slate, during the mid-spring. Let's take a quick look at the battle of the last person. Who got the kill blow? The force bends the second neck. Can I take a look at the actual Hydra itself? Holy crap, did we lose so many dwarves here. Yep. I think it just bled out. There wasn't like a final this, that, or the other thing. It just kind of died. Wow. Do we have a funeral dirge song? The agreement to establish the guild hall has been abandoned. Stray cat has been found dead. Holy crap. We lost so many dwarves here. Odin is still alive. We still have the hammerer. We still have our champion. Boy, are we going to have... We are going to have to expand our tomb production hardcore. Well, immediately, as we near the end of this episode. Couple things. I'm going to have to disband all of my military. I don't even remember which one. I think you're the... I don't know. We'll redo this whole thing, I think. We're going to kill all the squads. Oh, boy. That hurts. That hurts. Well, maybe the... our need for drinks is going to get cut back a little bit. We did get trimmed quite a bit. We were at like 140 or 150. I don't remember how high we got. Maybe we didn't lose as many as I thought. Any injuries, or is literally everyone dead? Yep. I don't think we have any dwarves that aren't either just straight up dead or they were fine. They came through it completely okay. Wow. So, we need some tombs. We need some burial things. Oh, yep. Let's go ahead and pump out about maybe 30 coffins or so. Yikes. That is rough. I love that they're so tired they just passed out right there where the fighting happened. Absolutely brutal. You know, I'm not sad. This is a great learning experience. What have we learned from this? Well, one, when an enemy shows up on the map, they come to your fort really freaking quick. We need a better way to block out enemies until we're ready to face them. And it might be too late in the playthrough to do that. I definitely put off the idea. I mean, I have the idea, which was to create a nice flush entrance and, you know, add some fancy walls and a drawbridge. That needs to probably happen faster than I have been going. For sure. I might have to designate all this stuff as available so they pick up off the bodies. Maybe not. Maybe they're actually completely fine. Oh, boy, the military squad. This is where... What was that squad called? The Axes? Boy, did they get shredded. I mean, they didn't last a minute. The scaling is pretty rough. Like, I know we made a lot of... Maybe that's the problem. We made a lot of wealth, right? We immediately started jumping into iron and, like, gold and steel. So, maybe that's the problem. I know enemies are attracted based on population size and wealth, and obviously we have a pretty decent-sized population. But it sure doesn't give you much time. I'd also like to know... Are you guys responding to this station thing? I thought I killed the squad. Ah. No. Wait, do the Axe Dwarfs still live? Are you guys the OGs of the Axe Dwarf squad? Toulon and Nomal. Do you have any skills whatsoever? No. And you're wounded. Military skills to pay the bills. You're a dabbling Axe Dwarf. Well, maybe you're the leftovers here. Yikes. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this squad for the moment. We'll come back and clean this all up later on. We got to get the gear stored and then figure out who's going to go in the next military squad. But yeah, I don't see how... I love how Akias were here busy stealing stuff as we're burying the dead. I don't know how to prepare yourself that fast. It's only year 103. I mean, 3 years is not a lot of time to prep your fortress. Recenter, alert, petition. A lot of people want to come join us for entertaining. I'm going to deny those for the moment. Well, friends, that was a excitable episode. 2 epic creatures in one. At least the were creatures aren't as terrifying as I thought they were. But yeah, a Hydra, I think that's pretty rough. So we're going to have to figure out how to recover from this. We can do it, though. If anyone can do it, it is the metropolis of Pantedguild. All right, friends, thanks for being here with me as always. Yeah, sure. At the end of this episode, let's find somebody random. Let's find Urvad here. The Presser, of course. Urvad the Presser. We all know them. Uneasy after being caught in the rain. Unable to pray. Looks like they didn't really get any kind of encounter with the Hydra kind here. And no one seems to care that there's like a field of bodies in this area. There are some really angry dwarves, though. And I kind of bet this was because their friends It might be our OGs. Arawea is not doing too good. Zan, of course, got injured, got beat to crap. Didn't feel anything after seeing all the dead bodies. This is, yeah, was afraid after experiencing trauma. This is where the hammer came through and beat the crap out of them. Arawea's had it rough. Arawea's been really bummed this entire playthrough, if I remember right. What are your thoughts, my friend? Do you have some red needs? Be with family, be with friends. Maybe you're upset because a lot of your friends are dead. I don't know what level, like, they don't seem that bad, right? I don't know what controls this overall happiness thing. You don't have too many needs that are unmet. Needs, here we go. Yeah, look at that. Unfettered. There's only 2 things that are unpleasant here, it looks like. So why are you so grumpy? No idea. Well, we are going to try to recover from this. We'll figure out more as we go. You know, I mean, it's always going to be a game of learning, experiencing pain and suffering, and then trying something new next time. So maybe next time around, we'll start out with 7 military dwarves right out of the gate. I believe there are better ways to train up your military. I just thought we'd have a wee bit more time. So we'll have to experiment with that. But thanks, friends, for joining me for this episode, this crazy episode of Dwarf Fortress Pantedguild holds off Hydras from Hell. Ooh, nice title. Until then, friends, take care.